defensively, shutting Kelsey down, and offensively getting a little bit of the shit rolling?
We knew that it was going to be really difficult to guard them, and we knew we're not going to be able to just stay in the same defense the whole game and think that we're going to be able to do it. So we just kept changing things up a little bit, show them a little different look every now and then, and she's impossible to guard. I mean, you saw that, and she's just there's no shot that she won't take and can't make. It seems like. So once we got that under control a little bit, and, we talked about it at halftime. The game was going to be won by what kind of offensive possessions we were going to have, and obviously, once we got Fisa going and Lou was already going, it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch.
As you say, she scores 23 points, 19 in the first half. You've done that many times before, starting the third down. You know she's going to get her points.
Right.
Does it make you more happy to hold them to 63 points?
Well, when they had 34 at the half, and they're averaging 90, I thought, okay, if we can keep them at 34 for the second half, then we're going to be in great shape. We're going to be in great shape. And I think we got them to 29 in the second half. So it's always difficult decisions, a fine line when you're playing against a player like that. How many do you let them get for her? And are you worried because you're worried about if we start showing her too much attention and she gets everybody else involved, now it's just going to start to snowball. So we tried to just be very conservative with what we did. And I don't think there's ever one player that's going to beat us by themselves. I don't think. I mean, could be wrong, but I'll take my chances. We did a great job on their team as a whole, and that was something for us to really hang our hat on. That was pretty good.
What was the biggest difference you saw between her play last year and her play this year in the games you had against that team?
The guys she had to play against last year were a lot better, so she got in foul trouble right away. Some of the guys she was guarding are not as hard to guard as the guys she was matched up against last year. And, the toughest thing for a great offensive player is to be a smart defender and you don't foul. Because we spend a lot of time talking about, how do you defend somebody like that? You don't. You just get them on the bench with fouls. Then you don't have to worry about defending them. But that takes a lot of, you got to be pretty smart and you got to be savvy and you got to know what you're doing a little bit and you got to put her in situations where she's got a chance to foul you. This time she had a chance to play the whole game. She looked a little tired there at times, as you can expect. Naturally. I mean, we were tired as well. But when she gets a head of steam up, forget it. You're not going to be able to stop her.
Are you surprised with how good your offensive execution is right now? I mean, Kevin was talking about that. How it just seems like if you execute, teams can't beat you. You're so young, but you're getting things done.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I gotta, I hope somebody gives me some happy pills for Christmas because I guess I got to start enjoying this team like everybody else seems to be enjoying it. I'm not exactly, enamored with some of the stuff that we do. It gets a little bit hairy out there at times. But what we do, which I like, is we go in these stretches where everything we do is really, really, really good. And we capitalize on like maybe 6 or 7 things in a row. And that's just enough to get some separation between us and the other team. I don't think this team can, put together, 30 minutes of, where we're going to get 90 in 30 minutes. We're not built like that this year. But we have stretches where we look like we've looked in the past. It's just, I'm a little bit fixated on the other stretches sometimes.
We were told that the jacket you wore tonight you wore for great sake.
Yeah.
That's the wellness jacket.
That's as bad as I have. I mean, I'm not a real loud kind of guy. That's why I love Craig. You know, I mean, when he did the Olympics, I was disappointed that he was like in khakis and sneakers and, polo shirts. When we were in London, I was disappointed. I thought I was going to get the full, Craig Sager effect, and I never got it. But yeah, that's about as loud as I can get. I had a better chance when I wore an ugly sweater for Louis, because I got a bunch of those. I don't have a lot of really wild sport coats. That's
You couldn't afford to go out and buy one the last few days?
no. I mean, I'm not that. I'm on a fixed income.
You get a sense that with Katie Lou and Collier and Gabby, they really, put last year behind them, and this is truly their team and their time, and they want to prove that they can do it too.
I guess you'd have to ask them. What I like is that they seem to be responding to all the things that we're asking them to do. It's not like these guys were walk-ons and all of a sudden they're playing their brains out. I mean, they're two of the probably top 10 high school players in the country coming out. So what they're doing is not surprising. And they're really, really good. And we've got some pretty good pieces around them as well. They're starting to, I mean, the way Lou started the game and the way FISA started the game, their first two shots were air balls. Now, you can say what you want, but you're always kind of like, what are we going to get after exams? You don't know what you're going to get. But FISA looked very, very tentative at the beginning. And I probably subbed her out earlier than I ever have in any of the other games. But once we got settled down, once she got a feel, I've been saying this all along, Gabby's offense is kind of here and there. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's okay. And her defense is amazing. I mean, Gabby plays incredible defense. But FISA offensively, man, she just has a lot going for her. She does. She's such an offensive player that when we were running back on defense one time and I called out what defense we're in, she actually ran to a spot where she would be when we were on offense. And I swear to God, she thought we were on offense. And if you know FISA, she did.
Pretty solid job today by Crystal.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's pretty decent. She's way better than that. It was pretty decent. It was, she's slowly but surely we're getting there with her. She'll make some tough shots, and she I don't know. She loves these little runners, throwing them off the glass or whatever. She does some stuff that you just go, wow, I didn't know she could do that. And, I like to see her. She tie her career high for steals? Yeah, she got one. So, Gabby got 6, she got 1. Somebody that quick and that athletic, you think, come on, get involved a little bit. So we're trying to get her to be way more involved, and the more she gets involved as time goes on, she's going to be really good. It's not quite there yet.
Kevin mentioned he was impressed with her poise.
Her poise. Yeah. I would say she's comatose sometimes out there, so that makes you poised, I guess. She has a personality type, a demeanor that's very like that. There's no spikes. There's no like Mariah would be like, like you let the air out of a balloon. Crystal's more like, so she doesn't get the highs and the lows, and I'm trying to get some. But yeah, I think that helps her. And but you'd have to ask Shay. Shay's her personal guru, personal coach, and Shay don't like anybody.
You guys attack them on the turnovers, like what you saw how when they turned it over again, 28 points off 19 turnovers. It seemed like they really made them pay when they made a mistake.
a lot of their turnovers were out away from the basket, it seemed like. And we're pretty good in transition, because all 5 of the players are pretty good ball handlers and they all can move. So we don't have to wait on anybody and we can get it and go. And that's one thing Crystal is really, really good at. She's pretty good at finding the right players in transition. She knows where to look. And yeah, that third quarter, man, if you were telling me we're going to play like that, 3 out of every 4 quarters for the rest of the year, I would tell you that's pretty good. That,
Quarter, just guys running out of.
Fourth quarter? Yeah, we're on the fourth quarter. This one in Kansas State, we just don't have any. We don't have any left, and we're trying to take the air out of it a little bit and just give ourselves a little bit of breather and not get caught up in. Just try to milk the clock a little bit, and what ends up happening is you get to the free throw line a lot, which is exactly what happened in Kansas State too. If you're patient and you keep moving it and you don't take quick shots, you got a chance to get to the free throw line.
You said that you don't think one player will leave this team. You also, a long time ago, said you had Diana or something.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that not matter for anybody else? Why does it not matter how is it that's Kelsey?
Because nobody passes the ball like Diana does. Diana made everybody around her 10 times better than they were. And that's why it didn't matter who we put out on the floor. We were going to win because, 1, she's going to make every big shot. 2, when you're open, you're going to get the ball. And 3, her will. So, yeah, if we had to play against Diana, I would say, yeah, there's one player out there that can beat us by themselves. But she never tried to win the game by herself. She was really, really good at getting everybody involved. A lot of players, they either score a lot of points or, take a lot of shots, whatever. But I don't know what they do for the rest of their team to elevate the play of their teammates. And no one in the history that I've seen did that better than D.
You talked a little about the heat that's in the fourth quarter. I know you love these sort of Monday, Wednesday games or Thursday, Saturday games coming up. Get ready against the tournament. Is that something you worry you down the road with 5.5, maybe 6 players in rotation right now, 7 turns healthy? That might be a problem for you if you don't get more people involved. You have to play Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know. The good thing is, you be in the same place, so there's no travel involved. You will have had 4 or 5 days before that, So when that time comes in March, we'll be in better shape, And hopefully some people come along and give us some good minutes. Natalie did a pretty decent job today. She gave us some good minutes that we needed to have. If we can get, Sanaya back, if we can get another, maybe, I don't know. But it is what it is. This is what we got. And, yeah, we're not going to win them all. We're not going to win every single game for the rest of eternity. We're going to get our ass beat by somebody. I just, there's some things we can't do anything about. We can't do anything about. If Tuck hadn't left for the money, we'd be in better shape. Like she wasn't making enough money here, she had to go someplace else for more money.
How much Gabby's ability to read the ball off the rim, how big a part of her ability to rebound is her being able to read off the rim?
Well, there's 2 kinds of rebounders. There's ones that like end up with rebounds, and there's ones that go get rebounds. They rebound out of their little area. Some players just aren't very good at it. Either they don't have the instincts or they don't have the athletic ability. But both Fisa and Gabby, they go find the ball. They're very good at getting to the ball before you do. And that really is what a rebounder is. And the 2 of them, Yeah, God doesn't give you everything. Don't you wish Stewie was Gabby was 6'3", 6'4", like Stewie? Then I wouldn't need any happy pills. I'd be pretty happy. But, we're maximizing what we have right now. You know, this November 14th to December 20, whatever, 19th. Is that today, 19th? Okay? Month and 5 days. 10-0. We beat some pretty good teams. You know, we've taken advantage of what we have, and we've tried to hide what we don't have. So far, so good.
Geno, you guys had a pretty good experience when you went down to Nebraska for the tournament. I know it's kids probably won't be in school, but I just looking forward to seeing what it's going to be like.
Yeah, they'll have a nice crowd there. They always, I mean, their team is struggling a little bit this year. You know, they got a new coach, you know, and so it's not the same. But, you know, it's a college town, you know. People love the Huskers out there, and I think there's going to be a great crowd. And it's the same as playing Kansas State. You know, when we go on the road, places where we haven't been in regular season, we expect that. And I hope it is. I hope it's a great crowd. I hope it's, you know, a great atmosphere. It certainly makes playing on the road much easier when it's like that. You know.